Your point of view, how did things go for the defense in the scrimmage yesterday?
You know, what I loved about the scrimmage was that we had a lot of different situations come up. And no matter what you practice, it's a game-like situation that will create those opportunities. So for us to get into those 4-minute situations, those 1-minute situations, and also see how our kids react, that's what I love. That's what I enjoyed most about it. You can't get enough of that. You can't do that enough. And Coach Rick and Coach Diaz and Coach Brown have done a hell of a job all camp trying to create those opportunities. So as a whole, I thought the kids, even though we weren't in pads, it was a mental strain. It put some pressure on us late in the game, which we need. We need. So I know our kids are tough. I know they're physical on both sides of the ball. But it's that pressure moment. It's that I got to do this correctly in this moment. I got to adjust this technique because it's 1 minute. Those are the things you really, enjoy seeing. And I thought our kids handled it for the most part pretty good.
Gervin Hall, I think he's a kid we might see even in the opener or whatever. What does he do well? And some of your true freshmen, what do you have here?
With Gervin, I tell all the freshmen this. I know your desires to run out there and play P and 10 and second down and all those things. But your number one job as a freshman here is to prove your toughness in the locker room. And you do that by playing great for Coach Harley on special teams. Amari Carter did it. Jaquan Johnson did it. Rob Knowles did it. Robert Romeo did it. If you ain't winning, we call a freak of the week in special teams or whatever our award is for special teams. If you're not winning that award, you ain't going to play for us on defense. And until you do that, that's my expectations for Gervin. I think for the most part, he's done a good job trying to get on those teams.
Amari,
the biggest thing with Amari is he's starting to really understand why. Right, at the beginning, it's all I got to remember this and I got to do that, and Coach says to do this. But what I want, where Amari is starting to have some growth, is understanding why I do this. And the more he understands the why, all of a sudden things will start to really open up for him. He's going through some things that every sophomore's gone through. Jaquan Johnson had the same issue when Jinx and J-Rock were the guy. And, Quan was not the guy he is now at that point. And Quan's going through those things. A lot of our, that middle layer of our team is going through that. There's other kids like Trajan and Derek Smith, those kind of guys. I mean, it warms my heart, and I really appreciate, the people recognizing him because he deserves it. Some kids you see get awards and some deserve, some don't. But for someone who practices as hard as he does, someone who loves football as much as he does, someone who cares about Miami as much as he does, you want those guys to have the recognition because they deserve it. And in my opinion, like I said, I think he's the best safety in the country. And it's not because of what he does on first down or third down. It's because of all the intangibles that he possesses, what he means to our team, how he studies, all those things that make people really good to great he possesses. And so for Quan, I'm excited. We still have they're just awards right now. They're just whatever. Now the goal is to go and win a national championship. If you asked Jaquan Johnson what he came back for, it wasn't to come win the Thorpe or to win consensus All-American. It was to become a national champion.